What's the biggest outside thing you did? Outside, not EPMD, not Erick Sermon. What was did you get any random really big checks? Maybe it wasn't even a hit, but when you were popping,
Reservoir Dogs,
they wrote you that a big ass check to do something. Oh. It may have not even been a smash, but they said we need you to come produce this.
I tell you what, Dr. Dre couldn't make a session. I got paid $80,000 to do Dilated Peoples.
Damn. Oh, the remix?
Yes.
It didn't even come out, did it?
It was. I did a video for it too with the video. Dre couldn't make a session, so and they had called me up. Mike Lynn, Dre's partner, was like, "Listen, yo, Eric, Dre can't make it, and you do this new group." I made the beat in the studio. It took me 15 minutes.
The Platform remix, is that what it was?
$80,000.
It didn't come out. I have a white label. It's handwritten on it. That would not have been the record I would have guessed.
Yeah. I mean, of course, but I'm saying, that was, back then, it was a big number. Like, we had the 40,000 for me was normal for me, but compared to Timbaland with 100 and for him to make it 200, I was like, when I heard
what would you get? Well, in that era, what would you have gotten for something like Buy You Some? Or was that just...
Yeah, but that was the 30, 40. That was normal. Labels had money.
But did you guys do a switch off because of Keith Murray and...
No, that was just something that was just done from just being in the studio. There was no switches.
By the way, no disrespect. One of my favorite lines in that song is when he goes, "It's like Father Dom. It's like Keith Murray." Father Dom isn't anything like Keith Murray.
Yeah, but Keith Murray thing, too, the fact that the impact, of people know the story, though, too. Keith Murray was in jail for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Def Jam gave him $2.7 million.
Yeah, I remember that. I was around that.
Everybody knows the story. People don't even talk about that. That was unheard of.
Wait, and he never even did anything. Did he ever come out and do it?
It came out, but again, with the
label,
that's
right.
The whole number, still, $2.7 million Leo and Kevin gave Keith Murray.
Yeah,
because it looked like he's about to go. Because Puffy called him for the fat girl that did special delivery, the Mary J. Like, oh no, he's about, and then I was boom. But again, that's the type of stuff that was given because they knew what I was coming through. Clive Davis gave me $4 million. If anybody would pull my J Records contract, they would see that Erick Sermon and Clive Davis was half and half. It was unheard of, the deal Clive gave me. When he made money, I made money. That's how big Marvin Gaye was. He's like, yo, we don't care. Let Eric get what he want to get, whatever. That's how my life was been with labels. Give him money. Give it to him.
You had some random remixes during that time, too, when you were with Clive. Didn't you do some random shit on Jay, like Angie Stone?
Angie Stone.
Yeah.
My Sunshine Has Come, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever record. But again, but I was doing a lot of, that's when remixes, again, was something that you did, though. But again, at that particular time, it was a fun thing, and it was a simple thing to do.
All right, I want to name a couple things, and I want you to throw out roughly what you could have gotten paid for them. Well, this is special for Juan Epstein side. If you like
mostly
this,
Epstein.
Shades of Lingo, Mad Flavors. How much that check?
Anything that was on when I went to Atlanta, Dallas wanted me to do all the rap music that he had. Those were mostly all his groups. It wasn't something that I would have picked.
It's a favor.
Yeah,
it was still good.
What do you call
Illegal?
Illegal was the
what label?
Was one of the good ones.
Rowdy.
Yeah.
Illegal. That Illegal album.
The Illegal album's crazy.
Illegal, the Chronic, which Lil Zane was on. That was a little group called the Chronic. You probably heard of it.
Lil Blunt and Chronic.
Yes.
Oh, I remember.
Lingo, but those still were small checks.
Oh, they were on the label with Alfonso Hunter, right?
No.
Different label?
That was all Rowdy.
Hold on, so
Rowdy was different.
So hold on, so Shades of Lingo, because you were doing that for Dallas, it wasn't necessarily a great check. It was just something you were doing to look out.
Right.
Although you did drop that verse.
They paid me $10,000. I think it was something small.
You may remember may remember Eric's classic line. It's the E with the shades. Lingo, Lingo, Bingo.
Yo, at that time, I was so relaxed because people had told me, though, too, like, yo, I was slipping. Reggie said, yo, E, you slipping. Because I didn't have hitting switches before Puffy called and came and got me. Because I was really comfortable, and I started doing shit like that. So Reggie came down and said, yo, man, you got to change up a little bit. And, because you're losing what you supposed to be. So then,
Reggie told you that?
Yeah. And then Puffy had called for Who's the Man soundtrack.
Hitting switches was crazy.
Oh,
hitting switches.
Fuck.
Came, and again that video was crazy because
wait, what? That was a solo.
It was Who's the Man soundtrack solo.
That was my first solo
song.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Biggie was on the set
that was the
whole
shit.
time.
Biggie was on the set of the video?
The whole time, because Hype Williams and Puffy shot the video. And Biggie stayed the whole time.
And just hung out?
Yeah, because he wanted to be on the record. He was like, he had told Tracy Waples, he said, listen, I need to go on the Erick Sermon album, make that happen. And I didn't know him, and I already had friends.
Did it never happen? Or you guys never worked together?
I had him. It's a long story.
We heard so many stories about Big. He was a hip hop head. Like
I had him, man.
Of course he would have loved that.
Yeah, the nigga. In the last episode of Rap Pages, they said, "Yo, Biggie, when you get on, who do you like that you would want to come up like?" He said, Erick Sermon. He said, I like how he move. But again, I really can't, when you talk to people and be like, there's nothing, I can tell y'all could be friends, but I don't say nothing that's false. These rappers, Wu-Tang Clan, I had them. I had The Game. I had Ludacris. I had 112, Jagged Edge, whatever that was in that rim shop in Atlanta, Outkast.
What do you mean you had them?
They was all trying to get on.
Oh.
They was all trying to get on. I was too young to be like, hey.
Oh, you could have had them.
Right.
This is what happened to the rim shop.
That was this after the Freakniks happened.
Oh, the rim shit.
What do you mean? What happened after Freaknik?
The city changed.
Oh, after Atlanta changed. Gotcha.
Changed, yeah.
Forgot about that rim shop.
Me too.
Was famous.
Yeah.
You did all the rims at my old station down there in Atlanta, right?
Hot 97?
97.5.
All of it. 97.5. Chris Lever. Luda, everything, the whole truck, the vans, all of them was done. They was all done by me. All that, the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons. Dave Justice was one of my homies. Whatever.
He was on Atlanta early too.
Yeah.
No,
Were you the first cat?
I opened up.
Wait.
There was nobody in Atlanta.
You before Fife?
I was.
Who was there first? You were Fife. Fife was very early too in the Atlanta game.
I was early, but I made he'll tell you, I was on the front page of the Constitution. It's the New York
newspaper.
paper.
AJC.
Erick Sermon moves to Atlanta, Georgia. That means the mayor asked him. The mayor was Bill. He gave me the key. I ain't take it. I was Hosea Williams was the person who did the homeless. I gave him money to feed the homeless that in Georgia. There was nothing moving. The Platinum Club with you tell you about the club there too. Whatever that was, Georgia was me. I brought them cameras down there. I shot Stay Real there. I brought Jalen Rose. I brought Shaquille O'Neal. I brought everything to the Georgia, but there was nothing happening but me in Georgia. I was Atlanta.
That was a quote, yo.
Too Short came after me. Said, yo, Eric, I see you in the Source magazine. What are you doing in Georgia? I'm like, come down, you'll like it. Then he called Scarface. And then Pac used to come down all the time.
You fucked with Pac too?
He was at my rim shop in the front selling rims.
What do you mean selling rims?
You know what I'm saying? But like at the front, like.
Was it the hologram Tupac or was it the real
hologram
Tupac?
or real Pac?
Nah.
You had hologram working in there?
Wow. Damn.
Redman, like, how did you discover Redman? Because he was a DJ, right?
Reggie DJ for Do It All. For
Lord's Underground.
Lord's Underground.
Did he DJ for
I saw him. I saw him at Club Sensations in New Jersey. And Do It All was rapping. And he said, yo, my man rapped too. And Redman said this one quote, I float like the butterfly, sting like the rock group. That's all I heard. And I put him on stage that night. Because the metaphor was...
and was Do It All thinking, hey, wait a minute, I want to be on stage.
But yeah, for some reason, he wasn't angry. Yeah, again, he ended up being low, and that probably gave him the motivation, but he wasn't angry. I just heard that one metaphor. I float like the butterfly, sting like the rock group. That was it.
Done. That was all it took for you to...
One line.
You put him on stage that night.
That night.
In Jersey.
Like, yo, what are you doing up there? You know, Biz Markie was DJing and whatever. Yeah. People were shocked to see him up there. Like, what are you doing up there with EPMD? But I kind of knew. Like, you kind of knew when Keith Murray, K-Solo brought Keith Murray to the crib, and Murray was like, yo, let's squash the beef, cook it, and we all can get fat. I'm like, hold up. You know, why didn't rewind that back.
Who brought who? K-Solo brought Keith Murray?
Yeah. Well, Murray first, like, kind of like, did this Solo to bring him to the crib because because Murray was telling Solo to bring him to the crib and Solo wouldn't do it. So after a while, Murray was like, "Listen, man, we're going to Erick's house."
That's going to happen.
It's happening now.
18 years old, Murray.
Was Murray?
What did he say? What was his line?
Something is like that. Let's squash the beef, cook it, and we all can get fat.
And then you just know from that?
Yeah, I just because it was abnormal, the metaphoring on how the metaphor, like I didn't hear it that way.
Right.
You heard punchlines, but not this slickness.
See, and I like how you used to make beats. Like when you made beats for Redman, they were Redman beats.
Yes.
Yo, Keith Murray. Then, because like some producers, like you know their beats, like that's just the style of beats they make. You have to adjust your style to their beat. You made specific beats for those people. Now I used to intern in what was the studio in Long Island?
Oh, Music Palace.
West Hempstead?
Yes. Mike.
I interned there after I got out of college from my studio program, and
how the hell you end up there?
Because it was like right near. I went to National Community College, and they had like a studio program. Yeah. So I went to Music Palace. I used to drive out there. And before that, also I used to intern in where PE started with
I've never been there.
In not Freeport.
Roosevelt, yeah.
Was it? No, it wasn't in Roosevelt though. It was in Uniondale. What's it? Not the Bomb Squad dudes. The other one. He was like the third member that was kind of quiet.
What? Erick Sermon?
Paul something. Or
of the Bomb Squad?
Paul. He was down with them.
No.
Not Paul C.
Not Paul C.
Paul something.
Down with the Bomb Squad?
It was the same. Yeah, it was the same. He was down with them. It was the same.
He couldn't have been because only Hank, Keith, and Erick Sadler.
But there's another guy that was down. He might have been the little dude that they had. Right. It was the same studio where like Leaders was formed and Young Black Teenagers was formed.
Okay.
So anyway, Music Palace and Keith Murray used to record there. Yeah, and I used to like. I was like cleaning up the studio and I would put up the reels of Keith Murray. I would put up the reels because I had to learn how to align tapes.
Right.
And then I would look at all the reels and I'd be like, Keith Murray. And I would listen to the tracks individually. And I would be like, he had like bowling pins in the background or some shit. And I'm like, why? I did. Why does he have this? Why is this in here?
Wow, like Reggie, before we go, Pharrell used to be like, yo, Eric, where's them W30 beats you had? The W30, because I used to just put whatever that was around inside the record. We used to just put stuff on top of things, 3 drum loops on top of each other with basses and stuff didn't have a key, but I used to match my key up with them. For some reason, like match the key up with the samples before time stretching. I used to match them up somehow. And I used to do the live throw-ins. Like the stuff used to be live in the choruses. Like what you're saying, da da da. It was, we could speed up. I would slow it down with the hand and push it. Whatever. We didn't have no sync and
computers and all.
We didn't have that.
You know what this, Cipha?
I see him. Word up. You're quite hostile.
All right, Juan Epstein, yo, Erick Sermon. Listen, the mixtape, Brother Fresh Air. 100,000 downloads, no politicking. Erick Sermon on that piff. 50,000 downloads on mixtape.com. Who the hell is doing that? As a veteran, holla at me.